Miss Kathy and Dot.
Hi, Grace Kids. I'm Miss Kathy, and I volunteer at the South Overland Park campus. And this is my friend Dot. Say hello, Dot.
Oh, hello. Are you filming this, Miss Kathy? I didn't get a chance to really comb my hair or anything. Do I look all right?
You look very nice, Dot. And Dot, we have been learning about a man named Joseph from the Bible. Can you say Joseph?
Well, I believe I can. Joseph?
Can you say Joseph? Good job. And there's a verse in the Bible that reminds me very much of Joseph's life. It's in Romans 8:28. Would you like to learn that verse with me, Dot?
That sounds somewhat familiar. Didn't you explain this to me once when we made those cupcakes?
I did, Dot. Good memory.
I think, well, at least I'm pretty sure, that we learned that the good and bad tasting ingredients were important to make a good tasting cupcake.
That's
and that God worked everything together for a good cupcake.
That's right, Dot. Good job. Our verse that I was thinking of is in Romans 8:28. And it says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them.
Well, I might be able to say that verse if the kids would help me.
Kids, would you help Dot learn the verse? They said they would. Let's all say it together, okay? It's in Romans 8:28. And it says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. Good job. You guys did great. You did good too. Give yourselves a hand, everyone. So Joseph learned about this verse from his own life, because in his life he had good and bad things happen. One good thing was God gave him a dream, 2 dreams when he was asleep, that told him he would be a ruler someday and that people would bow down to him. And he hung on to those promises from God, because some bad things happened to him too. Even though his dad had given him this beautiful coat of many colors, his brothers were jealous and they took it away from him. And then they sold him into prison. It sold him into slavery. And then when he was in slavery, he got thrown into prison for something that he didn't even do. They put him in jail. But God used those bad things for something good, because while he was in jail, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, called him up to interpret some dreams. And when he did, Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all of his affairs and also of taking care of the land and what was going to happen with the dreams. 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And Joseph did that. He took care of everything. He saved Egypt and he saved his family. And he even forgave his mean brothers for hurting him and selling him into slavery. Do you think it's important to forgive people, Dot?
Well, it sounds like a good idea, but it can be really hard to forgive someone.
You're right. It is hard. And I'm sure it was hard for Joseph too. But he trusted God. And he had the dream to hold on to that was God's promise. And we know that God keeps his promises. And because he does, Joseph could say to his brothers, what you meant for bad, God used for good. And so we can all say, God keeps his promises. And guess what, Dot?
What?
This month's very special, because we are going to have Veggie Tale movies. Veggie Tale Movie Month for Grace Kids Jr. And this weekend's movie is called The Ballad of Little Joe.
Oh, well, isn't that the silly version of Joseph in the Bible?
It is?
I think it is. Anyway, you know, I've actually seen that one, and, well, it's just my opinion, you know, but I think it's pretty good.
It's very good. It's very funny and very silly. But I have a challenge for you guys. Dot and I are going to watch the movie, and we're going to watch for things that are the same as the Bible story of Joseph and the things that are different. For example, the Bible story in Joseph takes place in Israel and in Egypt, but the Bible story in the movie takes place in the wild, wild west. So that's a difference, but there are things that are a lot alike too. So you watch for those things.
Well, Miss Kathy, if I could, if you don't mind, I'd like to accept that challenge, and maybe the kids could tell their parents about the differences they found after they watched the movie.
That's a great idea. You guys do that. Dot and I are going to watch the movie now, and we'll see you later. Bye. Say bye, Dot.
Bye-bye.